Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am super excited to bring to you today the newest collection by Risen Legacy. It is called Summer Splash and it will be dropping on July 19th. There are 6 mouthwatering colors in this collection. There are 3 flat colors, solid, no shimmer, and also 3 glitter or flake dips in it. The first color you have is Lemon Drop. It is a flat yellow solid color. Then you have Mango Twist. Mango Twist has an orange and yellow color shift to it. There's yellow and glitters in it. It's super pretty. Then you have Orange Crush, which reminds me exactly like the Orange Crush soda. It's so fun and vibrant. Then Citrus Swirl is a very gorgeous color. It's an orangey coral, I would say. It leans more on the corally side with an orange undertone to it, but it has orange and yellow glitters to it, and you can see it in the light when I'm moving it around. Then Key Lime Pie is your flat green solid color. And then Kiwi Burst is a very unique color here. It is green and it has yellow flakes in it. Super subtle, but super pretty. Now I created these nails using 3 of the colors in the collection. Super fun to create. If you want to see how I created it, go ahead and keep watching. As always, I will be using my dip liquids from Risen Legacy, Roasted Chestnut, Citrus Swirl, Orange Crush, and Mango Twist. These are the colors I will be using for this mani. I'll also be using the nail art gel from Sparkler & Co. and also some gold stamping polish from Born Pretty. I always start off with the lightest color, and Roasted Chestnut is the most perfect nude for me. I'm going to be dipping on my pinky, my ring finger, my middle finger, as well as my thumb. I also like to use a finger rest, and this allows my finger to point down so that it doesn't pull the liquid in your cuticle and cause flooding. I'm going to let you watch while I do the dipping process, and I'm going to come back in when I have some tips to share. To get a clean smile line, I use a precision tool by Triple D, and I use the pointier end to clean up the cuticle area. Now you'll see me doing here is pointing my finger down and then applying the liquid this way. It will naturally allow the liquids to move away from your cuticle to avoid pooling and bulking of the cuticle area. In between each application, I take a stiffer brush, or you can use a toothbrush as well, and I brush off any excess powder. This will help avoid contamination of your liquids. In addition, it will help your nails not bulk up in between applications. After I dip my thumb, what you see me doing here is taking a brush and then patting it towards the edge, and then I'm actually taking my whole finger and dipping it in and creating an ombre that way. I'm wanting the ombre to be at a diagonal, and this is what you see me doing here. Then afterwards I take a brush and I fade the 2/3 to the middle of my nail because I do want that gradient effect. The way I created that half and half on my ring finger, I place some striping tape on the middle of my finger here. And then from there, I'm going to be pulling it off before the liquid dries, and you'll see the nude shine through with the colors, 2 different colors on each side. Now this isn't the best tape because it kept moving around. I did have other tape that I wasn't able to locate, so it'll still work. It just took a little bit of time getting it to kind of stick. When I do the nail art, I'm going to be doing it in real time so that you can see my process. On the second layer, I take my time and I use the line from the striping tape as my guide to apply the second layer. I'm going to be cleaning up the lines with a file, so I'm going to activate it first. Using a very thin nail file, I'm just going to file each of the lines just to kind of crisp it up. For my ombre, I'm using the Party Wand by Risen Legacy. And I'm turning my finger to the side, and I'm just slowly dropping it really where the side wall hits. So I'm starting there, and I'm tapping it till it kind of reaches the middle section. And I'll be turning my finger just a little bit, but not too much, because I do want it more in the middle section. I'm going to be filling in that invisible line area on the ring finger with some clear powder. I'm going to apply a very small layer of base to the middle area, and I'm going to dip it in clear. I'm going to be using Mango Twist on my index, and this will be a full glitter application. I'm applying another layer of base, and this is where I'm going to be hand placing the larger glitters where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and set these glitters by applying a very generous layer of activator. Any of the glitters that are sticking up or out of my free wall, I'm going to go ahead and take a pair of nippers and just nip it off while the activator is still wet. Using Mango Twist, I'm going to ombre my middle finger. And what I love about Resin Legacy liquids is that it's slow drying, so it will give you time to ombre and also do some cleanup. Using a stiff brush, I'm going to brush away any excess powder, and then I'll activate before I buff. Off camera, I'm going to be using an E-file to clean up my cuticle line and the side walls. I am back. I thought I would pop in to show you how I clean my cuticle area to get that nice smile line. First, using a 100 grit file, I'm going to clean up the side walls and crisp up the edges. Then taking a glass cuticle tool, I'm going to run it through the cuticle area just to clean up any other dried powder or other things that I wasn't able to with my e-file. Using an ergo file, I'm going to run it around the cuticle lines just to define it a bit more. And this tool is super soft and gentle on your skin, so there will be no cutting of your cuticle or your skin around it. How I also use this tool is using that thicker area. I run it around my cuticle just to kind of help that transition even more. After I'm done with all my buffing and filing, I use the Risen Legacy nail cleanser to remove any dust and particles from my nails. To paint on the leopard spots, I'm going to use the Sparkle & Co. nail polish that's meant for nail art. It has a long striping brush, and I actually really do like it a lot. This isn't a polish that is cured in the UV lamp. It requires airtime to dry. Using the tip of the striping brush, I'm just painting some squiggly lines in more of a curve. And I do that throughout the nail, and it's just going to be really random. Some will have 3, some will have 2 of the lines in a curve. But it's pretty easy to do. If you end up messing up, just remove it with acetone, like a couple quick swipes with acetone, and restart again. Now going in with the gold, this is going to be placed in the middle for the spots. I waited for the paint to clear and then I encapsulated the design. And how I knew it was dried was I just used my fingertip and I touched it to see if there's any color transfer. Full disclosure here, this is my second time doing the design on my thumb. I didn't like what I did the first time, so I removed it, and now I'm repainting the leopard spots in more of a diagonal. With leopard spots, you want them to be kind of sporadic and not be too uniform. And if you mess up, which I do sometimes, I will just go back in and redraw it. But this one, I'm not too concerned because I will be putting gold in the middle, so it's going to hide my imperfections there. And I may afterwards go back in and rerun the black around it just so that it's a little bit more crisp. So some of the gold ran over my black lines, so I'm just going to go in with the black again and just kind of crisp those lines up. I recommend that you thoroughly let the polishes dry. The gold dries really fast because it's stamping polish, but that art polish, the black one by Sparkle, it does require some time. I did wait, I would say about 3 to 5 minutes for it to fully dry. After I waited for it to dry, I'm going to be encapsulating it, applying a layer of base and dipping it into a layer of clear. Now after I encapsulated it, I noticed that the orange ombre was faded. So I'm going back in to add another layer of clear so that I can do a ombre with additional orange because I wanted the orange to shine through a little bit more. After I waited for the activator to dry, I took the top coat and using 2 to 3 quick swipes, I put the top coat on my nail. I wiped off the brush before I put it back in the bottle. I went back immediately and I did a second layer of the top coat. With the second top coat application, I'm not too concerned about contamination at this point because after the first layer of top coat, your top coat has already started to cure. But if you're worried about contamination, go ahead and wipe off the brush on a paper towel before you insert it back in the bottle. I'm going to activate my nails and get it ready for top coat. I take a lint-free wipe and wipe off any excess activators so it does not contaminate my top coat. My favorite part is applying cuticle oil. I'm using the cuticle oil by Risen Legacy here. And in addition to where your cuticles are, don't forget to put oil on the fingertips as well, because those often get pretty dry. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really enjoyed creating this look. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and comment below. Also, let me know if there are other videos you'd like me to create. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video. Bye!